Here is my midterm presentation. My project is about the construction and the development of 5G system in China. Okay, first let's talk about what is 5G. In telecommunication, 5G is the fifth generation technology standard for cellular networks. Like its predecessor, 5G networks are cellular networks in which the service area is divided into small geographic area called cells. All 5G wireless devices in a cell are connected to the internet and the telephone network by radio wave through a local antenna in the cell. The main advantage of the new network is that they will have greater bandwidth, giving higher download speeds, eventually up to 10 gigabytes per second. Due to the increased bandwidth, it is expected that the new network will not just serve cell phones like existing cellular networks, but also be used as a general internet service provider for laptop and desktop computers, competing with existing ISPs such as cable internet, and also will make possible new application in Internet of Things and machine-to-machine areas. Why 5G is needed? The spectrum used for mobile communication is becoming congested. Current networks cannot always meet consumer demands for data. During periods of heavy use, consumers may experience slow speeds, unstable connections, delays, or loss of service. Industries and consumers will rely on 5G networks to power the device and transmit the data that drive their daily activities. They will need networks that can provide constant connections, minimal lag times, increased bandwidth to access and share data, and the ability to quickly compile and compute data. Another example is in healthcare sector, 5G could enable services such as remote patient monitoring, consultation, and even remote surgery. In transportation, 5G will be backbone that automatically vehicles rely on. A 2017 study from Deloitte estimate self-driving cars enabled by wireless connectivities could reduce emission by 40 to 90%, travel times by nearly 40%, and delays by about 20%. Here's a graph we can see the difference between 5G versus 4G. We can see in the picture, so the 5G download speed is about 10 times the 4G download speed. But the latency is just one tenth of the 4G networks. And also we can see the bandwidth is about 10 times the 4G bandwidth. So 5G has more capacity to transmit data and information. Okay, the next part I will talk about the 5G construction background in China. The first picture we can see the standardization development in recent years. So in recent years, China has been actively constructing 5G network system around the country. At the same time, the global information communication industry has become increasingly mobile, broadband, and intelligent. With the integration of traditional industry and the internet, the vigorous development of the Internet of Things, the wireless data traffic is growing rapidly, and the information consumption will become a new engine for economic growth. The development of the mobile communication has not only profoundly changed people's lifestyle, but also has become an important driving force to promote the development of international economy and enhance the level of social information. At the same time, the research and development of fifth generation mobile communication system for 2020 and the future has been in full swing around the world. In order to seize the opportunity in the future development of 5G, major countries and related companies in the world have increased investment in 5G research and development, devoted to 5G demand, key technology, standards, and spectral research. Japan, South Korea, and other countries have also proposed their own 5G commercial timetable. At the same time, ITU, 3G, P, and IEEE, the world's three major standardization organizations, have also launched their research work on 5G concept and key technologies, aiming to accelerate the 5G standardized process. Okay, and in China, there are several policies published that promote construction of 5G technology. In 2013, the 13th 5 years plan stated that 5G will be achieved by 2020. And 3 years ago, a Chinese government report mentioned 5G communication technology to accelerate the development and transformation of 5G technology. At the same time, the National Science and Technology Project and the National 863 plan point out the promotion of 5G technology research and development to meet the global unified standards. Oops. In this picture, we can see how the economy changed during the 5G period. Chinese economy's growth slowed down in recent years, but the development of 5G brings more opportunity to the economy. China's technology department predicts that from 2020 to 2013, the scale of 5G commercial-driven consumer will exceed 8 trillion yuan, directly driving total economy output to 10 trillion yuan. According to the market forecast, by 2013, 5G communication system will create 1.3 trillion US dollars of output for global economy in multiple industries. So according to the data, according to the data, the largest share of economic activities achieves approximately 3.4 trillion US dollar in output, accounting for about 28 of total 5G output. So if the global economy shows growth at an average annual growth at a rate 2.9%, 5G will contribute 0.2% of growth. So from the 2020 to 2013, 5G contribution to the global real GDP will be equivalent to the Indian volume, the seventh largest economy in the world. Okay, this part I will introduce why China needs 5G engineering. 5G engineering has a deep integration of new generations of information and technology and economy society, which leads a new round of scientific and technology revolution and industrial transformation in the world. In one word, 5G is a complex system. As we can see in this picture, 5G is related to many other fields. As we can see that the mobile communication technology has been involved and upgrading every decades, and the intergenerational transmission, every technical achievement promote economic and social development. From 1G to 2G, the transmission from analog communication to digital communication has been realized, reducing application costs and enable mobile communication to other thousands of households. From 2G to 3G and 4G, the transformation from voice service to data service and the lead from narrowband communication to broadband communication has been realized, which have promoted the overall population and prosperity of mobile internet. 5G has mobile access capacities with ultra-high bandwidth, ultra-low latency, and ultra-large-scale connection number density. Its performance is far superior to 4G. The service target extends from human-to-human communication to human-to-human things, things-to-things communication, and the improvement in quality is leap. And it will certainly play a more important role in supporting high-quality economy development. In this section, I will talk about the 5G in China and compare the 5G development in China and between China and the US. In China, each of the three major telecommunications operator has established a 5G scale trail network of about 17 cities and has made rapid progress in grounding experiments on the NSA and SA of the established 5G evolution method. And the United States has more commercial use but more non-standards. China has less commercial use but has a formal key flag scale within a standard framework. So at the same time, US need to invest a lot of money in purchase of license plates and frequency bound. From the perspective of China's 5G strategy status, the industry generally defined as fourth industry revolution, and its status has been compared with that of the steam engine revolution, electronic revolution, and a computer revolution. This also shows the importance of 5G to society and the country. All along, some powerful countries, including China and the United States, believe that 5G is an opportunity to overtake in a corner. So the investment to 5G is also spread and have been deployed for a long time. At the forefront in China, at the forefront, there are three countries. Basically, they are China, South Korea, and the United States. I have mentioned the three major communication operator in China, and now I will talk about the operator in America. So in America, although AT&T has provided mobile 5G service to some consumer in 19 cities since December last year, it is controversial 5G evolution, and at the same time, Verizon has launched 5G home service in 4 cities since October last year, but the previous standard is not equivalent determined and cannot be expanded. It can only continue until the end of the year and with a hardware based on the 5G standard. Also, T-Mobile has provided mobile 5G service in 13 cities since last year's, but users cannot experience the service because there is no T-Mobile 5G mobile plan. So we can see that so in 5G, China and the United States have their own advantage. United States have more commercial use but more non-standards. China has less commercial use but it has a standard framework. So if the standard after fully landing, China coverage stand advantage based on basic network construction can immediately from a strong competitive strength. Another key point to pay a special attention is that in addition to 5G network construction, China has a global communication equipment manufacturers such as Huawei and ZTE. Uh, but the United States has little say that in that field, uh, because we can see that in addition to Huawei and ZTE, we can see some manufacturer like Ericsson is in Sweden, and Nokia is in Finland, and Samsung is in South Korea. Okay, in this part, I will talk about the current progress of 5G construction and the plan of 5G system engineering in China. At the end of February 2020, 80% of 5G network construction in China was implemented as planned, and the number of China mobile 5G base station has existed 1800 and 18,000, and number of 5G package users have reached 10 million. China Telecom and China Unicom have opened 5G co-construction and sharing in 31 provinces across the country, and have officially commercialized the 5G in more than 50 cities across the country. Okay, here I will use cases of 5G system in industry. Here is a case of 5G system employed in Aircraft Corporation of China. It is a company. It is a company to manufacture. It's a company to manufacture airplane. We can see in this picture. Here is a system. Here is a car in its factory. So the system focuses in innovation efforts on the following subsystem. Here is a camera. It can make image. It can hit image of 5K of 8K image, and then using 5G to transmit to computer, and then the computer defect detection technology use artificial intelligence. As we can see in this picture, uh, as we can see here, this 5G system engineering has benefits has many benefits. First, it improved manufacturing efficiency, as there is no longer to need to ready to and use industrial climbing equipment for inspection during the manufacture process. It can increase inspection efficiency by over 3 times and reduce inspection time and automatically inspect process. It also brings valuable improvements to passenger operation, including significantly reduced maintenance periods, increased aircraft quality, and more efficient utilization of airport space, and overall efficiency gain for airlines, airports, and the aviation industry. The second point is the cost reduction. Labor costs are reduced as the system could be operated by only one person, saving at least 2 quality inspectors from each product line. Furthermore, production efficiency are improved by reduction of the time needed for acceptance inspection, which lead to better economies for aircraft. The last one is improved inspection quality, because all inspection quality are objective, qualifiable, and traceable, and the inspection coverage rate can over about 19%. So for the manufacture process, it can reduce point of failures as delivery, improve product safety, and user satisfaction. For passenger operation, it can also improve the quality of scheduled inspection. Okay, the last part I will talk about the 5G brings challenge. The development of 5G network face challenge in spectrum efficiency and system capacity, cost control, and operation. So here are 3 points that deploying 5G will not be easy. So where it has a lot of potential challenges. So the first one is build a complex and dense networks. So 5G network will be significantly more complex than current network. One component of this increasing complexity and is needed for denser network. New 5G hardware, although powerful, covers significantly less space compared with existing 4G macro cells. So this means similar coverage require more 5G hardware and supporting software. Number that multiple filter as traffic move indoors. The second point is keeping operating and maintenance cost low. Adding necessary hardware required for 5G networks can significantly increase operating expense. Of course, this costs go beyond the hardware itself. Networks must be configured, tested, managed, and regularly updated, all things that exponentially increase expense. The last challenge is that meeting low latency requirements. 5G network require ultra-low deterministic latency to properly function. While not as critical for telecom application, it is needed for emerging market of device that can only allow a single millisecond delay for one-way communications across the entire infrastructure. Latency network simply cannot handle this speed and volume of data. So this is my project presentation. Thank you.